All right, take two. This is take two. Try and get this one done. Trying to do these in one take. That way there's no editing or anything. That's kind of the goal, but probably not ever going to happen. But, I committed to trying to do one video a week, whether I'm ready for it or not. So here's my video. And this one's going to be on like my grade of Donald Trump so far in office. He took office on the 20th. It's now February 3rd. So it's been like, 2 weeks? 2 weeks literally to today since he was sworn in. And it seems like he is on a tear. Like, literally, like, impressive, honestly. With everything that he's been getting done as far as like his tariffs that he's put in place, the what is it, the with Panama, with the executive orders he's been signing, with the deportation of the criminals. I feel like he has been like just absolutely killing it. Like it almost feels like he's on some sort of like mission, like from God. He's doing everything that he said he was going to do. And like the media is, of course, freaking out, and they're up to their same shit, just complete bullshit and lies constantly. And I don't know, it's hard for me to like really put a gauge on things right now, because I feel like this is what we voted in, so let's let it ride. I feel like a lot of these news people, they're just so like out of touch of like what the American people wanted, what they voted in. Like, they don't realize like this is what America voted in. We voted for this. So like all this stuff that's happening is literally what he ran on, and he's keeping his promises. Like, he's been doing exactly what he said. So there's really no surprises on this. There was that plane crash that happened pretty recently, with the Black Hawk helicopter, and that was wild. I think, he came out, his response to that, like coming in hot on DEI was, I mean, we don't really have the facts on that yet to be able to say for sure it was DEI, but this also, again, this is the person we elected. We elected a bull who's going to go in and do bull things, he I almost said bullshit. He is who he is. There's no, like, it was cringy when I'm watching, like, oh God, why are we doing this right now? But at the same time, it's like, is he wrong? Like maybe 50-50, it's 50-50, maybe a little early to bring that stuff up, but this is just who he is. This is what he does. So again, no surprises. We've gotten the same person that we've had for like the last 10 years. So honestly, none of this is any type of shock to me. I mean, cringy sometimes, but not a shock. This is who he is. Not going to change his stripes at this point, but he's getting shit done. So hats off to him, and doing what he's doing. I feel like sometimes I see things and I'm like, no, don't do that. But like, I'll put it like this, okay? In 2019, when COVID hit, this is kind of a long story to get to my point, so just kind of bear with me. So in 2019, when COVID hit, like, I was doing pretty well. I was making far less money than I'm making now. Okay. Yes, I'm making more money now. However, my cost of living like has doubled, almost doubled at least. In certain things it's tripled, in some things it hasn't changed a lot, but like overall my cost of living has almost doubled. So when I look at like what I had in 2019 when he was in office, making a lot less money, right? And my cost of living was great. And then Biden comes in office and it's fine. You know, I was willing to give him his run, but you know, I went to Thailand in 2021 during COVID. And when I went to Thailand, like I went out there like to live. I went out there with a mission. I was going to try to make that my new home. Get it. I feel like I'm like kind of carrying on, but like this is all going to come around, okay? When I left Thailand, I was in that situation. When I left for Thailand, I was in that situation. I had savings. I had a paid off car. I had a pretty reasonable cost of living. I was living well within my means, but I was able to save money and I was doing pretty good. I even had some investments that I was making. And then when I came home from Thailand, probably about 4 months later, when I went to Thailand and I realized this is not working out, I got to come back home. The one thing I did that was good was I'm a hard worker. I put in a good, you know, like I have value. So I called my boss. I'm like, hey, I need to come back home. He's like, great. You're starting at like, I want to say it was like probably 20% higher than where I left. And I'm thinking like, man, this is great. This is great. This is going to put me right back on track. And I'm going to be like, just hit the ground running and everything's going to be great. So I come back. This is like, so I left in July, I want to say July of 2021. I came back in October of 2021, October, November, beginning of November. Went back to work. I think it was like towards the end of November. By that time, I had noticed like when I came home, I was homeless. I didn't really have a place to stay. I stayed with my mom she gave me 2 months to stay with her. Thank God. And I was making all this money. I'm thinking, dude, I'm going to be doing great. Well, so much to say, like I was in for a huge surprise. In that time, the inflation hit so high by the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022, like I felt like, I want to say rent prices were almost doubling in certain places. Like, and because you got to think, I'm starting almost all over from zero, like zero. In fact, I was in debt. I wasn't even starting at zero. I was starting below ground. And like when inflation just kept hitting and I seen the gas prices keep going up and up and up, I'm like, dude, this is not good. This is not good. Basically, to this day, I'm still paycheck to paycheck. I have nothing in my savings. I've got nothing. So what I'm trying to say is, all that's long story is that I have to have faith in that our president is going to be able to turn this economy around and be able to bring our cost of living down. And what I've seen so far, like obviously nothing has really come down yet. You know, gas prices are still pretty high. Eggs are shot up way high. I hear that's too something that happened during Biden administration, like some sort of bird flu or some shit. I don't really know. But like, I have to have hope. Like, this is what I voted for. I voted for this economy. My biggest concern was the economy and being able to sustain, and not only sustain, but flourish, like be able to start putting money away, start being able to save money, start being able to get back on track with my original plans. And so far from what I'm seeing, I'm liking it. You know, I don't expect immediate change. I don't expect like the economy to just turn around and just everything's going to go back to like 2019 prices, but I have a lot of positivity. I have a lot of positivity as far as that goes, and I hope that Trump. I think if Kamala Harris was to get elected, I think it would pretty much be more of the same of what we had, which wasn't. By the time Biden left, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't terrible. Okay, it wasn't terrible. There was some things that were, I feel like, were kind of happening, but I feel like in my specific case that it just isn't enough. It isn't enough, and we need that bull. We need that bull to go in and just disrupt everything, and hopefully, like as smart of a businessman as he is, I hope that he's able to start putting money in our pockets again, and I can get back to that, because you don't realize sometimes what you have until it's gone, you know. And it's like it was like a weird time frame that like I had everything. I made a few bad choices while I was in Thailand, lost everything, came home to rebuild, and it was like, holy shit, like everything is stacked against me right now. There was a lot of helplessness feeling too, like back then. So what I would say is, so far this 2 weeks, I'm gonna give him an A. I'm gonna give him an A. I think that he's been busy doing exactly what he said he was gonna do. I hope that what it does end up actually turning into profit and success and wealth for everybody, and putting America first. How could you go wrong with that? Like, how is that a bad thing? Realistically, how is putting America first? How can that be a bad thing? I just don't understand. I feel like every other country in the world puts their countries first. In fact, when I lived in Thailand, Thailand is so Thailand first that you almost can't do anything, any type of business, without like there being some legal representation from Thailand involved in your business. Whether you own property or starting a business or whatever, you have to have Thai people involved. We don't have those rules. It was literally for like it was being given away to foreigners, which is a whole nother rabbit hole that I'm not going to go down right now. But yeah. So, damn, I did it. Take 2. I only did 2 takes, so that's great. That's gonna be it for this video. But let me know if my last video I posted got 1 view. So to that 1 viewer, thank you. This video, if I get 2 views, all right. But I'm just starting all over. Once again, I'm starting all over from scratch. That's kind of why my videos are kind of monotone too, because it's like, ugh, here I go again. Oh, and I'm doing this new mic setup. I bought some wireless mics, so let me know if you got any input on that. The mics I got are these newer CM28. Trying to do little things to kind of bring my production quality up. I know the lighting is terrible in here, and my whole background is just shit. But it's a work in progress. Any suggestions on that, let me know as well. But enough of my ugly ass face.